皆さんこんばんは。引き続き、ウィッチャー2やっていこうと思います。で、一応今、ここがもう終わりかけで、あとシンシアに話しかけるだけです。一応ちょっとなんか荷物整理とかは、まあ、終わらせて、まあ、現状、荷物も軽く、まあ、こんな感じになってます。シンシアは案外、この辺にいるんで、わかりました。話しかけて。
We need to talk.
Of course.
どうしようかな。もう、これに聞く。
You had me fooled back in Vergen. That sweet face of yours. Never suspected it could belong to someone who fanatically believes in conquering the North.
Mock me if you must. But I truly believe one huge empire is humanity's only hope. Many nations under one crown, with shared laws, advanced science, burgeoning industry and trade, and no wars, of course.
Sounds great. Let me know when it works out. I'd gladly spend my old age in a land like that. These ruins must hold many secrets.
I'm certain of that. It was a beautiful city, a city full of talent and hope. But that ill ended with the coming of the Nordling armies.
Think the city would have survived if those armies had been imperial?
Your king started the war with the Enshe. Nilfgaard's relations with the elves have always been peaceful.
They really did a job on your brain. That was an interesting adventure, Cynthia.
Yes. People bond over experiences like that.
Yeah, kind of makes you wonder what happened back in Vergen. Did you get your promotion?
Not yet. But His Imperial Majesty rewards dedication.
Can he discern the truth from lies?
What do you mean?
I take it the Emperor has no idea his sorceress helped a mutant kill a Nilfgaardian mage.
It was a dangerous expedition. Casualties were inevitable. He'll content himself with that.
Got time to talk? Or are you off on another dangerous mission?
Even we Nilfgaardian agents rest sometimes.
I found some of Derhenna's notes. He studied the history of the Vrans, right?
Among other things.
He makes several mentions of an epidemic.
Loch Muin conceals many more secrets than we imagined. I doubt we'll ever know all of them.
Well, if Derhenna's to be trusted, the epidemic had something to do with the Enshe. Maybe the Vrans caught the disease from the elves.
I'm no expert on diseases, Witcher. Who knows? Perhaps Derhenna was right, and the decline of Vrani civilization was much darker and more sudden than we thought.
You knew what we'd find in that laboratory.
Come again?
You wanted the bacteria strains that killed the Vrans, or more precisely, Derhenna's notes from his research into them.
This is very dangerous knowledge.
I suspect that's exactly why the Emperor is so interested.
The North is in chaos. An epidemic is the last thing you need. And one could break out if Derhenna's book fell into the wrong hands.
Fortunately, it's now in the right hands. In Emir's civilized and manicured hands.
Precisely.
Used the artifact yet?
I'm working on improving it. I think it'll be useful one day.
I'm finding it hard to believe anything you say.
Did you come here to insult me?
No. Sorry.
What exactly do you want?
これは確実にそういうこと。これは本当の君の姿を知り。
I was curious. I wanted to see which Cynthia I'd meet this time. The spy, the sorceress, or maybe the woman.
Which were you hoping to meet?
The real one.
Let's assume you're speaking to her. How do you like her?
Let's say I like her quite a bit.
Compliments are clearly not your forte.
I just told you why I've come. Care to tell me why you invited me?
Let's say I was interested to see which Geralt would show up.
やり返していく。これはもう確実なんで、確実にそういうことなんで、こちら入れさせていただきます。音声だけで。お楽しみください。ゲラルトがケツを叩かれて押したボタン。めちゃくちゃやな。 ルすぎるやろ。ちゃんとゲラトはズボン履いてる。銀融詩人が歌っている通りだった。南の女は情熱的でしかも器用だ。即興は得意なの。そのようだな。それじゃあ紳士。ザフェル。パーフェクトでしょ。ということで、無事紳士やと一夜を共に過ごしたところ。ああ。これは終わったと見ていいんか。失礼しました。終わってるな。終わりましたね。OK。ということで、やっと本クエストに戻ろうと思うんですけど、実は、ちょっと裏側で攻略サイトをちょっとこの後とかさっき配信終わったと見たんですけど、実はこれサブクエストがほぼほぼ終わっていて、アルダバートを倒して、ほぼほぼ終わっていて、あとサブクエスト3つぐらいなんですよ、実は。あとはメインストーリーなので、ほぼ終わったと見ていいでしょう、サブクエスト。で、さらに、メインクエストもさっきちょっと進めてるに等しいんで、どっちから、あいつらに話す。なんか取引。ザーリカンタメント。プラス23強っ。3200全然持ってない。全然持ってない。めちゃくちゃ強い剣ある。そう。めちゃくちゃ強いですね。40から40めっちゃ。でもそれはさすがに。でも防御力プラス23は強いですね。マジか。よし。これでセーブして、力を2本しよう。これはセントかな。負けたらどうなるの？それも気になる。でもその負けるまでもないぐらい弱い。だいたい3、4回続くんですけど。
What's going on here? Enough!
ほっといてください。
That's between me. That's not for you. A stint in the dark. A stupid street. A contra. Precise. Listen, Sir Knight. If you bind.
まあ、さっきと一緒です。はい。いや、このシーンでもう一回見てもいいぐらいすごい、なんか、大きなシーンですけど。ここでセーブした方がいいのかな。いや、逆にここでセーブした方がいいかなっていうのか。
What do you? I doubt.
Unlike you.
To them.
うわぁ。
Radovid's no.
By
Is that
this?
フィリパとララビットの話だけど、これちょっと。
Someone.
Your Majesty.
I've waited long for this meeting. You left Redania so suddenly I had no chance.
Your Majesty.
I'm no longer.
Why do you do this?
You understand very. You
Untrue. What are your
ambassador?
Tris Marigold. Some Nilfgaard.
Your
The lodge. Oh. You're throughout my. The entire. You took. Yet there is one. You've won.
うわ、トリスラストフェイス。
As you wish.
いや、もうこんな
Torturer. Put out those vile eyes.
You're making a grave error, sire.
I refused to believe it when they told me.
I was really hankering for
What's so?
again.
んなことある？
The
今度は
Nilfgaard.
ちゃんとクリック連打しないといけない。これ気づけるのかな？なんか何の説明もなく気づけるのか
Radovid is capable, but
逃げろ
too
みたいな。
young.
逃げろみたいな。コマンドだけ出
What
て。
favor do you need?
That's
よし。これ連打なん
Nobody
ですね。
likes others to
で
decide
手が
for
燃え
them.
て
That's especially true of kings.
よし。
you're dangerous, Witcher, and too independent.
あ、でも今は動けない。
In time, Radovid
今
will
は
thank
何
me,
も
and
できない。
he won't be alone. Kill him, but beware his sorcery.
Hold him, heart.
おお。はいはいはい。一応シラードは殴るだけ。これ戦うんだこれ。ああ、まあそうだ。クエンは一応張れる。でも大したことない。
Get me out of here!
おお。
I need some answers first.
イオルビスも来ている。君にシラード。
Was Schiller telling the truth about the lodge, the assassinations?
He said exactly what Radovid wanted to hear. Half-truths, musings stripped of context, which differ very little from lies.
Did Triss take part in all this?
She's clean in those terms. Innocent as a child, but only to a point. I assure you, she has not been honest with you about many other matters.
Why did all this happen? Murdering monarchs, what interests did it serve? I can't fathom.
Help me get out of here and I'll explain all and lift the spell from Saskia. Take these shackles off me and lead me to my house. I beg you. I'll tell you everything. Everything.
それでももうちょっと聞
I didn't track you alone. Yorvith can't wait to see you again.
My death would change little. Yorvith and all like him have no right to judge
イオルビス
others.
みたいなやつに他人を裁く気。どう
How does the spell work?
Saskia's will and mine are one. She cannot resist me.
苦しく
But
は
fear
ない。
not. There's no suffering involved.
Oh.
She merely believes me to be the most wonderful
Boy, she didn't-
person in the world. As if she were in love. You know what's most beautiful? In spite of all this, she seems unchanged.
いやもうフィリップ
She's
これ
retained her
不思議なもんで目があるようにもちょっと見えるもん。
Where's Saskia?
When I was arrested, she
あ
was
あ、
with
シレと
Sheila.
一緒だった確か
They must be on their way to the
これは見ました
deliberations
も
by
ん。すご
now.
い助ければ取り去る
Clock's ticking. Time is of the essence.
Why do you do this? Would you take vengeance on a blind woman?
Shillard said they've got Triss. I have to free her before they put out her eyes too.
Going to the Nilfgaardian camp is suicide.
And leaving a friend is villainy.
Only I know how to break the spell that holds Saskia. Get me out of here. If I die, she'll remain forever spellbound.
あ、これ選べるんか。トリスだけ。いやでもフィリパ助けたいなって思いますけどね。私は。
All right, but if you're lying to me,
Unbind me and lead the way.
一緒に。
We must return through the sewers.
the shackles stay on, and you'll go first.
それはできる。
Shillard will raise the alarm.
No, he won't. We'll be long gone by the time he comes to.
Kill him.
I'm not into murdering unconscious old men.
うん。
Lead on.
シラードは生き延びる。あ、
No
レベルア
tricks,
ップ
I
Phil.
want to get out of here, and I want to live.
Can you walk? Sure you won't faint on me.
I'll manage. Will you remove my shackles?
The manacles stay on.
いけるな。アイテムとかは特に何もできない。いやでもこれは。あ、でもアイテムとか見れる。こんなゆっくりで大丈夫？いやいや。夜ですか？あ、夜ですやん。
Get
came.
さすがです。さすがですです。はいはいはい。
Who did this to her?
誰がやったんだ。
It was Radovid's way of thanking her for the care she provided him when he was a child.
I saw him with his army on his way to the talks, whistling a tune.
Get me out of here!
Shut up, witch! You're alive only because you're still needed.
Philippa's promised to help us in exchange for her freedom.
And you believe her?
Know a better way to free Saskia?
歩けるか、サスケはどこにいる？歩けるか、エルハートでも。
Got the strength to walk, Eilhart?
I must find it.
What state is Saskia in now?
I've ordered her to carry out Sheila's bidding until I return.
Great. And Sheila will be at the talks?
Yes. She's probably there already, making certain the Lodge's plans do not fall through.
君は俺も利用した会の計画とオルテス殺しを命じる。
Did you order Foltest murdered?
No!
Shillard claimed that Triss testified.
Triss doesn't know what she's talking about. The Lodge exists, and Triss has lost our trust. All that is true. But Foltest's assassination? That was not my order.
What's Sheila supposed to safeguard?
The restitution of the Council and Conclave, and the creation of a strong, independent state with Saskia as its leader.
With what aim?
As a bulwark. A defense against Nilfgaard. After years of chaos and destruction, the time has come to build. We wish to rule, yes. Where is the fault in that? Everyone wants to rule. And I know how to do that. Better than any other monarch in this city.
You can't hope to win the common folk's trust. Humans will never accept a sorceress queen.
Non-humans won't either, given what that old hag Finderbear has achieved.
They all believe in Saskia. They all trust her. The girl is a born leader, yet she has no political instincts. She's charismatic but not cunning. Courageous but not fierce. She is just but lacks the required cruelty.
She is your very opposite.
Perhaps. Together we would be unstoppable.
What would you have done if Saskia hadn't been poisoned? If a certain foolish witcher hadn't gathered the potion ingredients?
I would have sought other means, but I couldn't miss that opportunity.
How do we free Saskia?
I have charmed a dagger with a counterspell. You must thrust it into the she-dragon's heart.
You mean your heart, witch? Do you mock us?
There is no other way. She must be struck with surgical precision. Otherwise the counterspell won't work. All the blade's runes must touch blood, and its point must pierce a chamber of her heart.
We'll need to hold her down somehow.
Hold down a dragon? This is ridiculous. She's lying, Geralt. I don't trust her. Why would she even need this dagger? In a minute we'll hear that she planned to free Saskia herself.
Any time you cast a spell or a curse, you must have a counterspell at the ready. It's a basic rule of magic. I prepared the dagger just before I cast the spell, in case anything went awry.
A basic rule, but I don't know many mages who follow it. Where's the dagger?
My quarters. In Geoffrey Monk's former home, inside a well-secured chest.
I know the house.
Yorvith, know any way to get to Philippa's quarters unnoticed?
Through this sewer. We may encounter monsters, but we'll gain a lot of time.
Keep an eye on her. I'll go ahead.
大丈夫？いや、これすごい。北方すごいや。シンジケートと言える。ああ、行かれなかった。そこには何もない。ああ、なんか。
Knowing you, it's probably a damsel in distress. That's all right. I'm not afraid of the glory. Check.
爆弾がないの？爆弾が。荷物は全部ある。え？探検させとったのか。 これでいいか。たまに入れ替わってるんですけど大丈夫。爆弾をクイックアイテムに入れたい。違う。クイックアイテムちょっと待って、クイックアイテムどこや。あ、これでいいんか。これで R だよ。うわー、すごい。
Take that. だけか。
Me free.
None.
If your dagger fails to work, or Saskia perishes from the blow, you'll be next. And be assured, it will not be a quick death.
You dream of that, don't you?
This place looks just like the last.
Same stench, too. Wait here.
同じ匂いがする。体力回復して、だいぶ明るくなった。なんでこれ拾われたの？拾えないです。これは拾えない。なぜかここのは拾えない。いや、剣間違えてた。剣間違えすぎなんだよ。あ、剣間違えてたな。さっきは剣間違えてた。明らかにダメージ量が死ぬほど違う。嘘。ダメージ量が違う。めっちゃダメージ受けてる。いやー、なんや、ちょっと安心したけど、安心するかと思ったんですけど、ダメージ。
Slow down. I can't keep up this pace.
The sooner you give us the dagger, the sooner you get wounds, bitch.
Pain-killing spells require focus and precision. I cannot manage one now.
Die from the pain, then. Rest assured, no one will help you, nor weep for you. Keep moving.
でも何も取れないな。もう今クエスト中やからってことですね。
Geralt, you'd best check the room before we enter.
嫌な感じです。
I don't like this.
嫌な感じ。
Neither do I.
俺もだ。俺もだ。嫌な感じがしてる。これも部屋に続いてるもん。まあ、いいか。戸川ゴリさん。モンスターを倒し出口へ向かう。出口とはヨルビスと一緒にフィリパの部屋まで護衛する。あ、が終わったね。あ、ガーゴイルは取れる。
Unshackle me. Remove the dimeridium. I can help you.
ついてくれ。
Shut up!
あれがって。あ、レベルアップしてた。
Is this the chest?
怪しい。
Describe it.
It's heavy, covered in runes. There's a circle and candles on the floor.
Yes, the very chest in which Geoffrey Monk kept his most valuable treasures. The daggers inside.
How do we bloody open it?
The candles must be lit in a specific order. I figured it out. My notes are downstairs. After that, a simple spell will suffice. Remove my shackles.
Geralt, do you know this ritual?
Only a mage can perform it.
Shut up!
I need to look at the notes first. After I light the candles, we'll remove the dimeridium, and you'll open the chest.
謎解きか。ちょっとおつなものかな。いいスリーショットですね。なんかスタメン。スタメンって感じ。火つけたかなんか。いや、フィリパの家なのかな。水もできてる。あ、でも、扉があるだけ。ああ、これがメモか。違う。なんで反応したの？何やろ？よくわかった。こっちもガーゴイル出てくる。さあ出てこない。ドラゴンの鱗。ティメニア。ああ、これがメモっぽい。クエンは使わないのそやから、どれやろこの扉を開けるかどうか。扉は鍵がかかっている。ろうそくをつける。いや、この辺はちょっと解いていかんとあれやな。おいおいおいおいおい。おいおい。おいおいおい。ん？あ、魔法園は5つのろうそくによって形成される。正しい組み合わせは1つしかない。その再現には少々の時間をしたが、研究を通じた結論のついに至った。可能性のある組み合わせはこれってことか。でもこれはじゃあ試してどうみたいなことに。そうですね。なんもないですね。 で、ここのろうそくに火をつけると。あ、これの手動でつけれるのか。こっちから1、2、3、4、5。半分ぐらい削られてるやん。あとは、1、2、3、4、5。1、2、3、4、
Now unshackle me. I'll open the chest with a spell.
Neither of us can utter it.
It's not something you learn in a moment. A trained mage is needed to cast spells. The candles are lit. We need to hurry. Do as I say before I lose consciousness.
Try anything clever and you will die.
これは大丈夫か心配なる。
You can lift the spell binding her, but she will never be human.
She's more than a dwarf. Someone who restored hope to the Enche.
She's a monster. If you think she can rule a realm of humans and elves herself...
Face it, Delian!
You'll suffer the consequences of your foolishness.
Look out, Geralt!
まったくこいつはまったくお見事いや笑われてる
You're on your own!
ダメだ俺は入れないおいそういうことか俺は入れない
I can't penetrate it.
まあ問題なさそうだね。1体ならして大したから夜です優しいめちゃくちゃ応援してる夜ですめちゃくちゃ危ないめっちゃ優しい
Amazing fight, Gwynblade! Get the dagger and let's get out of here!
あ、でもちゃんと探検はあるんだ夜です親近感湧くな
Let's hope this blade will do the trick.
確かに
A strange weapon.
あ、でも
Never seen anything like it. I hope it works. Too bad Eilhart won't tell us anything more.
フィリパは逃げたもう会うことはないだろう他の会のメンバーのことも
Keep in mind that the other sorceresses are here. Philippa may inform Sheila.
Or command the dragon.
I won't be surprised if I'm forced to fight Saskia. Confused by spells, she won't understand we want to help her.
You're probably right. Please don't kill her. Unless you must do so.
ちょっと優しなってるのようです
Philippa will be far away by now. She was in pain. Let's hope that kept her honest.
She's bound to recover quickly and promptly return to conspiring.
She's out of the game for now. Time to join the talks.
I'll go ahead and see what we can expect.
めちゃくちゃレベル上がった。クエスト成功注目。クエスト新たな関心。円形劇場に入る前にいろいろスタンショする。ああ、円形劇場。ここか。意外とそんだけ。4、レベルめっちゃ上がってますね。なんかつけた方がいいのかな。もう大体、ダメージ減少ぐらいですかね。いや、まあいいだ。ああ、終わってるな。ただこれか。いや、もうほとんどこれだけやな。人じゃなかった。こっちには入れないな。あ、いけるな。外に出るのか。あ、外に出てる。あれ間違えた。あ、でもここ知ってるな。アイテムは119か。ああ、ドラゴンの鱗。ちょっとこれは新しい。
Renounce magic, I tell you! Shatter your towers and crystal balls! Break your walls!
It's a brazen attack!
一応いらんもんは捨てていきましょう。でいいな。そうだ。
Vladimir, send them!
101。ああ、そうか、これ持ったからか。クエストアイテムの重量あんのきついな。
The audacity!
Pull yourself together!
The owl and the rat!
こっちから行くべきなのかな。それとも普通にっていうか。普通に行きましょうか。ここから行く道がある。
Likewise!
でもちょっと地下気になる。地下は散策してみたいですけど、もう矢印こっち向いてるから。こっち扉とかないの？ないです。ない。街に行けるかどうかですけどね。まあ、行けなければあんま行けないんだって感じですね。開いてる？開いてるよ。こっちから来ましたね。こっちから来た。こっちから来た。待ってる。そしてどれもらう。アイテムが取れるわけではない。うわ。アイアン名言的な。私は何も。大して何もないか。あ、一応開けれる。牧場。牧場 上のブーツだ。どこに反応したか全然わからない。どこに反応したか。ああ、これか。フィリパの欲しいものがあるかどうか。えぐいな。フィリパの出血とかでしょ。飛び出しに行ってるんでしょ。いや、なんもないのか。全然なんもない。またニルフガードの靴を手に入れたので、あ、でもいや、まあ、いらんっていうか、そう、いらん。鍵かかってるのか。上に登れたりはしないけど登れそう。いらっしゃる。ってことはこっちからは関係ないってことか。なんかおる感じやな。ってことは普通にっていいってこと？こっちから普通に行きましょうよ。今普通にここです。
In a hurry to see the deliberations?
Here on urgent business.
Your dress seems to confirm it. Excuse you indeed. I suppose I couldn't much care. I've heard what I came to hear.
And what, pray tell, was that?
The rightful heir will ascend to the Eternian throne. There will be peace in the land. What more could one want?
Prince Stennis is here?
King Stennis. Crowned 2 days past in Vengerberg. Merely send a messenger here. All those present promptly agreed that he will make a good ruler.
ラドビットとポルテストがいる。これ大丈夫か？
Prince Stennis, a poisoner, coward, and schemer. He trembled with disgust when he spoke to the peasants. Disdain flowed from him like vomit. But he didn't deserve to be lynched. That was not the justice Saskia fought for. Prince Stennis I, son of Demavend III, became the 17th king of Edirn. He won the hearts of the people. They saw him as the hope of the nation. The realm, ravaged by war, needed a ruler sensitive to the plight of his subjects. King Stennis I was just that.
Oh, yes. めちゃくちゃ見つか
I see you took care of the guards.
I hate those monastic curs.
They're not paragons of virtue, true, but they were just doing their job.
Then they didn't do it well enough. Can we go now?
Yes, let's go.
Time to finish it.
time to finish. すごい。うわ、綺麗やな。いいですね。
Whether you like it or not, John Natalis, Temeria will be divided.
For the good of the entire North.
The united forces of Kedwin and Redania will end the fighting among the elder houses and secure peace from Gorsvelen to Ellender. At present, Temeria is starting to resemble the Pontar Valley.
Which, if I understand correctly, is currently controlled by Edern.
You are mistaken, Radovid. Vergen is free.
Free? What precisely does that mean?
Lawmark is not Kedwin's, and Edern no longer controls Upper Edern. We have rejected Prince Stennis.
King Stennis?
And handed King Henselt's army a resounding defeat.
Your forces, my dear lass, are nothing but a motley array of rebellious peasants and elven brigands. Sooner or later, they will need to swear allegiance to someone, or they will be defeated and dispersed.
The peoples of the Pontar Valley will swear allegiance to me, Queen Saskia. As an independent realm, we hereby speak in favor of reconstituting the Council and Conclave.
You're a lovely girl, but you issue from common stock. The sole crown you are worthy of donning is a wreath woven of wildflowers. Redania will recognize no other coronation.
In that case, you must choose, King Radovid. Will you carve up Temeria, or march on the Pontar Valley? Henselt, last of the line of the unicorns, has sworn to recognize the Pontar Valley as a free realm. Philippa Eilhart witnessed it.
Philippa Eilhart is in my dungeon, awaiting trial for treason.
She was in your dungeon, Radovid, but is no longer. She will sit at my side in Vergen as my royal advisor.
Everything we did in Vergen will be in vain.
There's still hope. We have the dagger.
To the matter at hand. The document describing the charter of the Council and the Conclave is, as previously ascertained, an exact copy of the charter found in the ruins on Thanet Island. The more important question relates to the Conclave and its power to designate royal advisors. Today, randomly chosen mages and sorceresses reside at many courts. However, in the time of the previous Conclave, such persons were carefully chosen.
Why shouldn't we pick our own advisors?
These individuals bear great responsibility, Your Majesty. The Conclave needs to be certain they are competent.
And that they will keep the Conclave's interests in mind.
Obviously, sire. The Conclave's chief interest is the well-being and prosperity of the northern kingdoms. The document has been signed by every member of the Conclave we have proposed, as well as by all but one of the designated advisors. We await only Sheila de Tanseville's signature.
Without our royal seals, you should be allowed to designate advisors to cowherds at most.
That is true, Your Majesty. My kings, before you sign this document, please hear me out. Excellency, with all due respect, this matter does not concern Nilfgaard in the least. I am here at King Henselt's bidding. Will you deny my right to speak?
Oh! これ大丈夫ですかこれなんちゃってレソなんちゃって
What is the meaning of this? This man tried to kill me this morning. He attempted to take an Imperial envoy's life in your lands.
I presume he was interrogated.
He confessed. Foltest and Demiven died by his hand. He also revealed the identity of his employers.
Sorceresses. They helped me with my assassinations. Speak on. The Lodge of Sorceresses sought to remove those rulers who acted against the will of mages.
Lodge of Sorceresses?
We have compiled a list. Philippa Eilhart, Margarita Loantil, Tris Merigold, Kira Metz, Francesca Findaber, Ida Amin, and finally, Sheila de Tanzan. To my deepest regret,
Two Nilfgaardian sorceresses, Servare and Fringa de Vigo, were also members. The Emperor will deal with them accordingly.
Our queen left to powder her nose.
超化粧のシーンだぞ。どうなるの？お、笑うしよ。
Your Majesty, what's the meaning of this?
Arrest them all. Your document will have to wait, honorable sorcerers.
You have no right.
Surrender now if you don't want another massacre, this time in Loch Muin. A court of law will reveal the traitors.
ああ、シレ。いや、シレは絶対なんか。化粧直し。化粧直し後。いや、いいですね。じゃあ、俺で持ってる。いや、いい。強い。すごい。あれの胸に単剣突きさせる？絶対無理やろ。いけるみたいな顔しとる。あの胸がおお。閉じ込められたら出れない。誰？いよいよシレだ。シレを殺せ。誰だ？
Turn back while you can, Witcher. You can't stop me, not you, not anyone else. If I have to, I will kill her.
Yeah.
You're late. I've already managed to stabilize the portal.
You've got nowhere to run. Sooner or later, somebody will find you.
I prefer to leave on my own terms.
Where's Letho?
Sir Synthesis will tend to him, as she will to all the fools who get a hard-on at the mere thought of burning a sorceress at the stake.
Where is he?
I don't know, fool. I've been looking for him since Foltest's assassination. Letho cheated all of us. We were deceived by his dull face and sluggish stare. Don't you understand? The Lodge sought a way to get rid of Demavend, that's true. He was a weak, volatile king. Edirn would eventually choke to death under his rule. He chose the lesser evil. He had to be eliminated, and Letho happened to be at hand.
Foltest? Henselt?
We had nothing to do with that. After assassinating Demavend, Letho used our gold and magical support to find and meet Yorveth. The elf was to help him hide until the matter blew over, or so I thought. The Lodge did not condemn Foltest to die.
Then who did?
Nilfgaard. Letho is the king of liars and emperor of traitors. From the start, he worked for the glory of the great sun and the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes. He lied to everyone. Me, Yorveth, your stupid little Triss, and you.
Got any evidence?
A moment ago, I received a message from the Lodge's agent in Sintra. The Imperial army is on the move. They're fording the Yaruga now. Do you think the North can defend itself in the current situation? And can you count on another miracle at Brenna?
I don't know, but you made it all possible and you'll answer for that. The stigma of treason is yours for all time.
We shall see. For no one will leave this city alive. No one will tell this story. Philippa controls the dragon. As soon as I disappear, it will turn the city into a flaming tomb. We may have lost a battle, but the war is just beginning. You, however, shall not take part in it. This is your end, Witcher.
Farewell! Something's not right. The diamond! Someone replace the diamond! This one's flawed. I'll be torn to bits! Geralt, remove it!
You waited long enough. Should you survive, go south to Nilfgaard, where you'll find Yennefer of Vengerberg. Farewell, Witcher.
ずるいな。急に外してだけ頼りやがった。ちょっとサスケやろう。いやー、危なかった。すごい頼り。なるほどだ。剣は合ってる。
Shit, you
これどこで飛ばす？狭いし、いやちょっと待ってくれるかな。セーブしました。あ、上なんですよ。上行く。おお、そういうことね。ラストはすごいな、でも。いいですね、大きい。だから、あっこからこっちは見てたってことですね。すごい。狙ってくるね。すごいな。ドラゴン感ありますね。当たり。死ぬやつ。お疲れ。いや、いいですね。景色も綺麗だし。あれ、上行かんかったらどうなるの？説明されてたでしょ。ラスボスなのかな？でもレソはどうなるって感じなんで、レソがラスボスだと思うとすると。あ、いや、ここ整えろってことか。整えれますね。体力か。いや、だったらこれ防御力、ダメージ軽減して。軽減して。気力回復。この辺の手がいい。あと普通にいけばいけると思うんですけど。 休めない。ってことは、霊薬の体力回復と、いいもの、強くさせたもので、これでもう大丈夫だ。そう願って、捨てる。いや、OK。これで万端でしょ。ちょっとやり方みたいな。セーブは、できない。最悪や。最悪や、ちょっと。なんでや。最悪や。これね、マウス操作がめちゃくちゃ繊細なんだよ。よし、ちょっと同じことせんと、こっちに行けないんだ。行けたりはしないみたいです。でも綺麗や。ここで見とけ。ダメージ系のここで筋肉強化。つまんね。大丈夫でしょ。もう舐めてかかりたい。もう大丈夫だ。そんなにやらなくても大丈夫だと思うけど。どこない。いけますゲラさん、これこれ心臓に行くってこと？違うな。ここまでこれはそれによってうわ急にクリックし求められるのやめてほしい。急なクリックしやめろ。心臓の場所分からんもん。いやもういやすさまじい。じゃあ ドラゴンで体勢崩する。うわうわ
I think we can skip the niceties.
Yeah, unnecessary.
Yet I sense your readiness to fight on.
本当に魔法を解けたのか。生まれ持った警戒心。
What guarantee do I have that Philippa's not in control anymore?
Philippa is no longer so beautiful and important to me. In fact, I believe I would break her neck if I saw her. Though it's possible I remain spellbound and that feeling is part of it. Philippa's not immune to self-loathing. She's aging, and that bothers her, I think. Frankly, I don't know what's true.
That's good enough for me.
I believe I owe you part of my treasure. Family tradition and all.
No need. Can you make it back to Vergen?
I think so. I've always healed quickly in the past.
マジか。あの傷回復する。他のドラゴンにもあった？あった？フィリップは逃げた。ああ、魔法を解いたのはヨルベスだ。彼に感謝するんだな。まあ、そういう言い方もある。フィリップは逃げた。他のドラゴンにもあった。再戦だか。ちょっとヨルベスに押し付けるか。松田さんこんばんは、さんこんばんは。いや、対ドラゴン良かったですね。なんかシチュエーションというの。
Can you tell me what'll happen to Yorvith now?
Let's be honest. He's a terrorist. I'll not lie about him nor whitewash his deeds. He must earn respect on his own, and perhaps, a few generations on, humans will forget.
Did you intend just to use him?
Geralt, Yorvith has killed more humans than you've eaten chickens. He's not one to be used. It's not that simple. He came to believe in me and knew from the start what we were fighting for. He made a choice.
Sure you don't know what I'm talking about? Those baby doe eyes, that intense misty gaze, the pouting.
We shared a cause, fought side by side.
Yorvith did and would do anything for you. Question is, what are you prepared to do for him?
There will always be a place for the Scoia'tael in the free Pontar Valley. As to Yorvith himself, I've heard many say crude things about us. Thing is, as long as I can remember, I found dwarves fascinating. Must be a dragon thing. And though preferable to a human, an elf would be a compromise.
You know, you're not the first dragon I've talked to.
You met my father, Villain Tresselmouth, known also as Bork Three Jackdaws.
I thought he couldn't have children.
He thought so as well.
Polymorphing. Did you get that from him?
Just a hint of it. I can only assume one human form. He could transform into anyone he liked.
You also don't have his quickness and reflexes. And I don't think I saw a single golden scale on you.
Nor do I have his moustache or paunch. Sorry to disappoint you.
Professional curiosity. Forgive me. Where is Bork these days?
Who can know that? He taught me what he thought I should know and flew off yonder. It's the dragon's way. And he gave me my name.
It's a synthesis.
Right. I prefer being Saskia.
Philippa took advantage of the chaos and escaped. Think she could reveal your secret?
It's nothing I can control. I don't intend to pursue her. We may or may not meet again, but I shall leave that to fate.
She's not one to give up easily. I think she'll come after you again, try to take control, as soon as she's done licking her wounds.
I shall be cautious next time, and I know much more about Eilhart than she would ever wish.
何かは、いや、ちょっと聞きたいな。何かは聞かないがゲラと。
I obeyed Philippa, but I was not blind. And Eilhart could not keep all her secrets concealed. I know her weakness, something that can destroy her in an instant.
Valuable and dangerous knowledge.
Precisely why I'll keep it to myself.
Sheila and Philippa have lost. The lodge has been defeated.
That's good, though temporary. I fear we shall hear of them again.
You know Emir's armies have crossed the Yaruga?
I expected as much, as did Philippa. We defeated the Adernian lords and Henselt. With a bit of luck, we'll defeat the Emperor as well.
Time I was on my way.
You shall always be a welcome guest in Bergen. I underline guest.
Don't worry. I'm only ever a visitor.
I know. Sometimes I wish I could see the future, like my father.
And sometimes it's better to be surprised.
Farewell, Witcher.
Your handiwork, sire.
In the beginning, there was chaos.
今の一言。陛下のなさったことです。褒めてるのかな？このこと、あ、エピローグ来た。あ、終わりか？ちょっと案外3章短かったな。エピローグに入りましたね。ですわ。
What happened to Saskia?
She's alive. Wounded from our scrap, but alive. She impaled herself on a tree, and then I had to use that dagger. But she'll make it. Mountain air is good for a dragon's hide.
You're the most noble human I know, Gwynblade.
I'm no human.
I'm glad you reminded me. My hatred for the species abated for a moment.
What about Letho?
Strange thing. He sits in the Temerians' former camp. I believe he awaits here.
How do you know?
I saw him. He's got Triss.
Let's go. Tell me what happened here on the way.
While you were fighting Saskia, the city was staged to a bloody spectacle.
The players?
There were many. At first, it was a hunt for the traitors, but it soon turned into a hunt for all mages. And there were a few skirmishes between Kedweni, Redanian, and Temerian troops. Rape, pillage, and murder. Not necessarily in that order. The pastimes of the Order's pious knights. And the regular troops soon followed suit. The kings, with their choice units, left the city just after the dragon attacked.
And the Nilfgaardians?
Remained neutral. That is to say, they shot anyone who dared approach their camp.
こっちの方がバン食らうべきやろとちょっと思うんですけど。違うな。いや、絵面の方がやばいでしょ。 これはもうついてきてくれる感じなのかな。あ、ついてきてくれる感じなのかな。じゃあ散策しながら。散策って言ったらもうないですよね。でもこんなん見るの。血の後、うわ。でもこういうことが。いや、まあそうだな。そうだな。せっかくやからちゃんと引きつけて食らうやつ食らわないやつおヒントがいやめちゃくちゃ釣られてるやん。なんでロード入ってめちゃくちゃ釣られてるな。こっちの方が良くないやろ。逆にリアルじゃないってことなんかな。なんかここまで行けば、なんかもう、バンされなくてもみんな別れろってことなんですか。逆に現実味からは、どういってことなのか。
When we're done with you, you'll be a lump of whimpering meat.
Elf! Kill the non-human.
Legendary.
Beasts! Bloody sons of bitches!
Will you be all right?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Leave me.
What happened here?
When the summit ended, we hid in one of the houses. But they found us. They cut off both my sister's hands so she wouldn't cast spells. But I managed to escape. They caught me here.
Let's go, Gwynblade. This is madness. Lochmuin has changed. That's what it looks like now.
これが妹ではない手あるの？どういう判断の仕方？手あるからどうはちょっといやもうちょっと地獄やな。こっちから来たよな。こっちから来たから。開けれる。ああもう開けれる。いやカラスはちゃんとおるんだ。いや。
I think I heard something.
Imperial troops.
帝国軍。うわ。
Long live the Emperor!
聞いたセリフ。
Finish your story.
I managed to sneak into the Nilfgaardian camp. It was relatively quiet there. Then I saw Letho leading Triss out.
They let him go?
No one dared stop him. I followed him. I think he noticed me, but didn't seem to care.
Once the fighting died down, he went to the former Temerian camp.
Is Triss all right?
Yes. Letho defended her from marauders.
女性の裸の方がよほど、いや、なんかそう思っちゃいますよね。この惨殺な感じが。そう、休めへんのか。どうしよう、霊薬飲んどくべきか、これ。ちょっと飲んどいてもいいの？春つばめぐらい飲んどきましょうか。個数が足りてないわけじゃないんで、急に殺されるから飲んどいてほしい。よし。ですよ、ちょっと。この人たちは特に関係ないんじゃないか。いや、もう何それ。でもえぐいやん。もう笑ってやり過ごすしかないな、これ。もう笑ってここまで来てももはや笑ってる。なんじゃこりゃ。あ、でもこっちから行くべきでしょ。とはいえ、ちょっと散策はしたい。どげついですね、これ。ここは扉あるけど、まあ、そうなんだろうけど、鍵がかかってるみたいな。そうやね、こっちしか行けない。いや、もうちょっとえぐいっすね。これが当たり前の時代だったかもしれん。
Stop, Yorvith. I'm going alone.
Why?
This is between the two of us. Take care of Triss until I return.
Your choice.
Mine, indeed. There's one more thing you need to know. Nilfgaard's armies have crossed the Yaruga. War is inevitable.
Vafail, Gwynblade. Don't get killed.
Farewell, Yorvith. If I don't return within the hour, find Saskia and leave without me. Are you all right?
Yes. He saved me from the Nilfgaardians and defended me from the troops.
It's time to end this. Yorvith's waiting. I'll catch up with you soon.
Geralt, he knows a lot.
I know, Triss. That's why we need to talk.
Don't get killed, Witcher.
I won't.
ここはゲラルトじゃない。ああ。最終決戦感。ちょっと走りたいぐらいちょっと一旦セーブだけしとく。ぐるぐる出回りたい気持ちを近づいたら発動するやつ。あ、待って。クソか。あ、なんかいろいろ拾えそう。ここで急にアイテムを集めていくやるとキラじゃない。ここで急にアイテム集めを必死に行うゲラルトも悪くないですね。レソを横目にちょっと待っといてもらいながら、ここにもしかしたらなんか秘密のアイテムとかある時もある。むしろこう終わりに近づいた方がすごいアイテムがあるっていう可能性もある。あ、どうかああ、あるな。でも大したことないけど。 上しょうもないアイテムのコンパレートです。じゃあ、霊薬の効果を考えるとさっさと戦った方がいいんじゃないかってそんな気持ちさえしますけど。しっかりと集めてほしい。あ、そう、こういうのって漁りたかったんだって。漁れなかったんだ。多分あいつらがいたところなんだ。守兵がいっぱいいて、開けれなかったところなんで、ここがチャンスですね。集めとけと言わんばかりのこの拾える感じ。わかりやすい。一旦セーブ入れとく。で、その索敵範囲がわかんないんで、なるべく警戒網に引っかからないように、オッケーオッケーオッケーってする。壊せそうだ。もうないか。もう避け続けたけどもう無理だ。よし。おそらくラスボスでしょう。ラスボスとか、ラストストーリー。
Took you a while? Is that Bobble from Sheila's megascope?
Mm-hmm. My final prank. I switched the diamonds. The one in the megascope has a flaw. Minute. But just large enough to warp the teleport. The Emperor's magic theorists assured me the effect would be spectacular.
I let her escape.
You're heartless. You've no idea what the royal witch hunters have in store for her. A lot of pain for a long time.
I don't doubt it. So, ready to lay your cards out on the table?
No matter the game, there comes a point when all the players need to show their cards. I love that moment. But first, vodka.
こういうところおしゃれだよな、飲む。
I suppose my throat's a little dry.
In that case, let's drink to old friendships.
血とかじゃないよ。普通だ。
Recovered your memory yet?
Not entirely.
Remember how we first met?
Yeah, I saved your life. Couldn't think of a nicer way to pay me back?
Frankly, I couldn't. I mean, taking care of another man's woman, Yennefer. I can't fathom what you saw in her, but I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
The winter solstice 1270. Midinvern, the night of magic. Letho wasn't lying, the hunt had stopped. At the Hanged Man's Tree, the spectral riders selected from among those they had taken. Yennefer was among them. A wraith cannot be killed, only driven away. Every witcher knows that. Yet the riders fell beneath the blows of our witcher's blades. Crimson blood flowed from under their dead men's armor. We could not kill them all. They were simply too many. A stalemate. He was different from all other elves. There was no shame in his gaze. He had never suffered persecution. He had endured no massacres. Humans had not taken his land. This elf was not of this world. He was an invader. We struck a deal. My soul for that of Yennefer. He agreed without hesitation.
Back with me, friend. Got the feeling you left for a minute.
Memories. I remember the Hanged Man's Tree and the Wild Hunt. I remember the exchange. Me for Yennefer.
So, cards out on the table. Unless you chase me all that way just to kill me.
I chased you for lots of reasons. You owe me some explanations to start with.
Let's say I do.
Care to tell me what it was all about?
Kill as many rulers as we could. Lay the blame on the sorceresses. Breed chaos. Prepare the north. Soften it before the invasion. And you know what's incredible? We could not have imagined more fertile soil. No matter what the war's outcome, the northern monarchs will accuse one another. Pursue their God-given rights. Seek vengeance and be at each other's throats for years to come. The north resembles a whorehouse on fire, as your friend Dandelion would say.
そんなこと言ってたんか。すべて聞かせてくれ。あ、まだ。
No, the no.
暗殺のことを話します。ヘンセルとは殺せなかった。
You screwed up with Henselt.
Sabrina's curse tore that down. First off, we got holed up in that hideout in the ravines. Then Sheila showed up and started watching Henselt like he was her own ass. By that time, his death was no longer necessary. Fate had smiled upon us again. I learned of the summit and the efforts to reconstitute the council and conclave. The ideal setting for the mission's grand finale.
How did you know Foltest would come to the monastery's solar?
Yorveth and I planned Foltest's murder. The king of Temeria would have to deal with the Lavalette sooner or later, and he made no secret of it. I was sure he'd want to recover his bastard children in the process. And where do they take the children when a castle is under siege? I had to become a monk, but I couldn't just arrive at the monastery and claim I'd seen the light. Not very believable. So one of Arion's patrols out in the forests happened on a Scoia'tael unit torturing a helpless monk. Arion's brave men drove off the elves and I found shelter in the monastery.
No one noticed you had no wounds?
I paid the monk who treated me a lot of orange to stay silent. Actually, it was only a loan, because I killed him later. Only the dead can keep a secret. Then all I had to do was wait for the situation to develop. When I saw you enter the chamber with Foltest, I thought I might fail. Luckily, you failed. To recognize an old friend.
How do you manage to slay Demavend?
Sheila's magic. I mean, she could give us the king's every move. His habits, the positions of the palace guards, anything. All we had to do was navigate the labyrinth and land the final blow. Besides, she had plenty of gold for the preparations. Greased palms abundantly. It had all the makings of a cakewalk. But it's never that easy. We barely avoided our pursuers. And we wouldn't have if not for Yorveth Scoia'tael, another of Sheila's ideas. With Yorveth's elves, not only did we cut down Demavend, but traveling with them put us out of the Lodge's reach. We could calmly plan Foltest's and Henselt's assassinations.
How did you know where we'd find the Wild Hunt?
Every witcher who wears the viper around his neck knows the place. We had so many books and scrolls about the hunt that I used to think our school was founded for the very purpose of solving the riddle of the spectral riders.
Know who they are? You know the true identities of the riders?
From what I understand, they're some damn elven race. But they turned out to be a big ruse. The legendary omen of war proved to be a fairground attraction.
No Market Square mage could possibly conjure up a cavalcade of wraiths speeding across the sky. Then there's the amnesia. No, there's something more, I assure you.
Go ahead, enlighten me. I can tell you want to.
There are a lot of legends and myths about it, but the Wild Hunt is a fact. I've fought and killed many of its wraiths. They were spectral emanations, the avatars of real riders. The riders figures we ran into by the Hanged Man's tree.
Are you telling me you were carried off by elves? Real material sons of bitches like the ordinary kind we deal with in this world?
They may be ordinary in their world, but they're strangers in ours. The conjunction of spheres. Know the theory? Do you know how monsters appeared in our world?
There's not a witcher who doesn't know that.
So you know there are other spheres. The most powerful of our mages can open passages between these worlds, and they usually do that to summon the monsters we then have to hunt. The elves we saw come from another world, and they weren't summoned. They found the way on their own. It's not exactly easy, so they usually send their spectral emanations. They come in person on special missions.
As they did for you and Yennefer. So, elves from another world and their trained wraiths. What did they want from you?
I've got an idea. But that's not your concern. Care to tell?
And you know the...
How did you manage to contact Sheila?
It wasn't a problem once I learned of the Lodge's existence. Initially, she watched my every move. But sooner or later, everyone starts treating me like a big oaf. I mean, I can't change how I look. I stayed close to Sheila, killed a few beasts for her, and whined about how unhappy I was, how unfair the world was. So much, in fact, that I actually got her gander up a few times. I made sure a few potentially trustworthy witnesses saw us together, could link us. Security in case I was captured. I also prepared to assassinate the King of Kavir. Esterad Tyson was to be the first victim of the mysterious assassins. But before I could do the dirty deed, Sheila asked me to slay Demavend. The gods had smiled upon me. I couldn't believe my luck. Here I've been trying to figure out how to frame Sheila. And now all I needed was to carry out her orders and follow through.
めっちゃ教えてくれる。赤田さんがもうレソトのもうエピローグまでか。
Where'd you get your information about the lodge?
From the Emperor and Vatir Dirido, the Emperor's chief spy. And I believe they got it out of Yennefer.
She recovered her memory?
Nah. I'd never claim she informed on her friends consciously. I expect they found a way to tap into her memory in spite of her amnesia, and without her knowing it. There was a sorcerer present when I was questioned. A young, proud intelligence officer. Whatever the case, they gave me a list of the sorceresses in the lodge. Only Emir, Vatir, and I were present. Only we knew of the mission.
When did you decide to get rid of Yorvith?
As soon as I realized I couldn't manipulate him. A true fox, that one. He was so observant, so dangerous. I got the sense he might see through me at any moment.
You made a mistake. You were untouchable as long as the Scoia'tael were protecting you.
Maybe, but with Yorvith, my hands were tied. If I'd finished off Kieran...
But you didn't. And that allowed me to drive a wedge between you and Yorvith. I forced you to flee.
And I let you live. You know I could have killed you. You're forgetting.
No, I remember. So Sheila was looking for you when she came to Flotsam.
Mm-hmm. She thought she was still in control and wanted to get rid of me. I'd bet my eyes that she thought I'd lost my mind. Or that Yorvith was manipulating me.
And the North descended deeper into chaos.
Exactly. There was just one problem. You. I could have killed you in the Elven ruins. Thing is, you weren't really my enemy.
Tell me about Yennefer. What happened after I departed?
She was feverish for several days, delirious, in agony. We thought that was it. She was on her way out. Somehow she recovered. But even then she was disoriented. Amnesia like you.
What then?
Well, the woman turned out to be quite a character. Throwing temper tantrums, trying to seduce orcs, trying to drive a wedge between us. After you so nobly sacrificed yourself, we thought it'd be dumb just to leave her somewhere. She wouldn't have survived more than a month. The whims and vigor of a duchess, but she was just a sorceress with no memory. We were in the heart of the Empire. And as I'm sure you know, Geralt, in Nilfgaard, mages who behave like that either drop their bad habits quickly, or are drawn and quartered by horses in the middle of Victory Square.
So I heard.
So we set out, wandered through the provinces. Everywhere we went, she got in trouble and we pulled her out. And then one day they captured us. Imperial Secret Police. Me, Ox, Sarit, and Yennefer.
Imperial Secret Police?
Mm-hmm. We were separated and they questioned us. Long and thoroughly. But it was uneventful. No violence. That's how I met Vatia de Rideau. And a couple of weeks later, the Emperor himself. Me. A simple witcher.
What happened to Yennefer?
I don't know. Never saw her again. The Emperor offered me a mission in the northern kingdoms. As for Yennefer, I had the feeling she was somehow important to Emir. As I see it, they learned of the Lodge from her. Those Imperial spooks have their ways. All I heard is that Vatir had his men watch Yennefer closely throughout the time she was at the palace. Then we went off to slay the kings of the north. That's where my knowledge ends.
So she's in the Empire?
She was when I left.
How did a Witcher agree to kill humans at another human's bidding?
At the Emperor's bidding, Geralt. And he's no ordinary human. The rulers of the North come up to about where his potions end.
Why?
Simple. He promised to rebuild the School of the Viper, the Witcher's order where I came to be. Witcher's schools in the south fell into ruin long ago, and Witchers themselves became internal exiles, banned from entering most cities. Besides Sarit and Ox, I know of 2 other Witchers of the School of the Viper who should be alive and on the path. I don't know where they are. Haven't seen them for years. Now they can come out of hiding. They can come home.
アルケさんとこんばんは。もちろんエピローグ話してます。
Why are you still here? Why did you wait for me this time?
I knew you wouldn't give up. I knew you'd pursue me. And I don't aim to hide anymore. Fact is, only you know the truth about me. Well, and a couple of folks whose word isn't worth spit anymore. I never saw you as a foe. I want to go my way. But if I have to fight you first, so be it. This story ends here and now.
もうこれで全部聞いたか。もう全ルート行きましたね。いや、全ルート行ったな。
Imperial.
I don't know.
So I'm done talking. Let's finish this.
Wanna fight?
いや、そうよ。
Any vodka left in that bottle?
戦わんで
A swig apiece.
ああ、なんか
Here.
優しいやん。めちゃくちゃ飲むな。何の疑いもなく。 もうやめとこうぜ。ええやんもう。
The Imperial Army is probably crossing the Yoruga as we speak. Pure pandemonium will ensue. The North's finished. Time to go south, where the good life awaits.
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. Very shortly, the North could be united like never before, thanks to you. But that's just not my concern anymore.
I'm not your foe. I never was. Let me walk away and I will. You'll never see me again. Force me to fight. And this time I'll kill you.
あるちょっと待って。レソ行かせるルートある？この会話でわかるんですが、レソめちゃくちゃ義理がたいですよね。これ、戦いたい気持ちもありますよ、もちろん。これでも、世界で戦わないのバーゲンだけでしょ、これ。違う。これで意見どこか遠くって選ぶ人おるもん。ゲラルトの気持ちになれば戦うんじゃないか。バーゲンマインドとしてはもうどっか行けって感じですけど、これどっか一気にしてみましょうか。最悪、何もなければもう一回リロードしてこっちやればいいんで。
I've learned all I wanted to know. I can feel the memories coming back. Your death won't change a thing. Go where you will.
そうやな。
Just like that.
それだけだと。
No threats. No words of wisdom.
You going or not?
Farewell, Geralt.
Farewell. おお。待て。おお。こういう道もあるんや。あ、すごい。なんともなかった。今なんかおー、ロックムインすげえな。こう思うと、でも他のロケーションカードこれぐらい重要拠点ってこと？
The Witcher traveled far and wide in search of the Kingslayers. Along the way, he had met both the righteous and scoundrels, Bernard Laredo amongst the latter. Laredo sold flotsam to Kedwin and scattered the local non-humans to the four winds. Flotsam became a military base. Its civilian population was resettled. In Edirn, the Witcher witnessed Saskia the Dragonslayer achieve a great victory. The Pontar Valley, previously Upper Edirn, became a promised land for outcasts who dared dream of freedom. Even sly old Zoltan Chive came to believe in this land of bliss. Yet dark times approached for the architects of the New Order. Dark clouds had been gathering over Temeria since Foltest's death. Stripped of its king, the land was like a rich cloth which nobles began to shred. These minor scavengers, however, scurried off in fear when true predators reached out for their prize. The summit at Loch Muin sealed the fate of Foltest's realm, when Radovid of Redania and Henselt of Kedwin divided it between them. A tempest descended on the north, at least partly the work of manipulative mages. It seemed the turmoil in Temeria, Edirne, and Kedwen would benefit them most. Common folk turned against sorceresses and all magic freaks, witchers included. Castles that had hitherto welcomed mavens of the magic arts now shut their gates to any who sought shelter there. A witch hunt ensued. It was a time of great uncertainty, of rape accomplished by royal decree. Yet as troubled as the days seemed, we, who had in some way shaped the world's fate, finally received some respite. Zoltan resumed the quest for his book.
もうエンドロール後のゲームアウトローを見てください。あ、これはあれか。これがだからエンドロールの後のあれってこと。まあ、要はもうここまで来たらもういいでしょ。あ、それで。知ってるから。どういうこと？じゃあまだ誰が予測できるあのストーリーの中で画面切り替えれる人いないでしょ。くっそ。全然気づかれへんかった。あ、行かせても別の誰かに撃たれてるってことか。あ、自分もレソと戦ったか。どんぐらいなんですかねこれ。ちょっと選択率とか気になるな。いや、案外戦わない人多そうですけどね。でもそんなことない。意外と戦うんもん。このシーンはさ。いや、もうしっかりと映ってましたね。大丈夫でしょ。編集で消しておきます。いや、でも、とりあえず無事、年内に2終えることができましたね。ひとまずよかった。ほんと1初めて、なんか2年ぐらいは続きやれなくて、やっと進めて今、やっと2を終えた。2020年。やっと3。いやでもこれちゃんとまあ一応小説も読んでるし、玉座もやってるし、やっと3に突撃できるな。いやでも結構戦闘システムとかは面白いなと思いますけどね。なんかそこまで難易度、今回普通ぐらいだったかな。でやってるんで、そんなに難しくなかったというかね、極論、クリック連打で越せるぐらいの感じやったんですけど、ちょっとその錬金術とか、もうちょっと難易度上げればその辺も、ある意味やり込み要素としては面白いのかなと思うので、まあ、3ってね、どこまでそのシステムが引き継がれてるかちょっとわかんないですね。でも重量システムマジで、なんかわかるけど、なくしてほしいな。いいシステムだと思いますけど、確かに、そうですね。かなり出てきたな。いろんなそのグエントで見る、第2話。ほんとグエントで見るカードのなんか、あ、このシーンってここじゃないっていう、いろんなつながりが見れてよかったですね。まあ、ちょっと今回私はユーベスルートを選んだんで、ロッシュルートにするともうちょっと、何か違うね、アクションとか違うカードの由来が見れたかもしれないですけど、まあ、片っぽのユーベスルートだけ進んでいても、まあ、かなりいろんなキャラの背景、そしてこのシーンあれやみたいなが見れて、すごい良かったですね。まあ、それとともに、なんかね、グエントってこう、カードプール、ね、コラボとか基本グエントしなさそうなんで、限られてるから大丈夫かなって心配してたんですけど、全然まだまだ決まりました。全然おる。今後10年ぐらい追加しても大丈夫だと思いました。全然問題ない。いや、そう思うとやっぱ安定してるなぁ。まだまだ、だって逆に言うとグエントに出てきてるキャラを全員まだ知ったわけじゃないんでね。まあ、ある程度こうね、1、2、玉座、小説読んできて、あ、このキャラ出てたなとか、このキャラこれかみたいなのはだいぶ繋がるようにはなりましたけど、それでもなんかね、このカードどこで出てくんねんみたいなやつ スもやっぱりまだいるんでね、そういう意味では今後が非常に楽しみというか、シーン一周朝くれお疲れ様です。ありがとうございます。年内でよかったです。ウィッチャー2に携わった我々に対し、それを妻を夫する家庭理事の我々にとっては、感謝したいと思っています。そう、ついに3をね、やれる日が来ましたね。これまで散々3やりたいけどって言ってたんですけど、ようやく土台を整えて、でも、ほぼ忘れてますけど、忘れてないですけど、ワン、ツー、玉座、小説、ほぼ話を忘れてる可能性あるんですけど、でも、一回やって忘れるのとやっぱ何も知らずにやるのと気持ち違うと思うんでね。その気持ちだけ持って、3を楽しもうと思ってます。で一応、ワン、ツーはね、攻略サイトを見ながらもやろうって決めてたんで、ある程度詰まったところはもうすぐサイト見るっていう形で、今日もやってたんですけど、3はなるべく見ないようにしようかなと思ってはいます。ちょっとやった上で、あまりにもわからないことが多かったらもう諦めようかなと思うんですけど、現状はね、最初は普通にというか、選択肢を楽しもうかなと。よくさ、私取れると言ってるのは、やり直すかバーゲンさんの玉座プレイアーカイブを、私も多分2つ取れてないんだよな。いつかやらないとダメなんですよ。それこそ。だから、1と2もね、なんかもちろん見てないルートもあるんで、そっちもやりたいなと思いながらも、そこを求めてたらこう、人生かかるんじゃないかっていう。まあいいですけどね、それはそれで。なんか一つのゲームとことん楽しめるっていうのは、いいなと思うんで、いろんなゲームももちろん楽しいでしょうけど、でもね、これ本当に、1、2やってと思うのは、正直ね、こう、わからんことだらけなんですよ。本当に。だからそもそも北方諸国の、領土配置とか、もちろんどの国を誰が治めてるとか、世界情勢とかね、も含めると、正直、なんとなく分かったつもりでうなずいてますけど、正直意味わからんなっていう感じ多いですね。なんでちょっと、そこも含めて、ウィッチャーの本あるじゃないですか。解体新書みたいな。ある程度それを読むベースがやっとできたかなとも思うんで、ここでやっと手を出せるかっていう気はしてます。それこそ何も知らずに読み出すのと、ある程度ふわっと分かった上で読むのと違うと思うんで、そういう意味では、これからストーリー背景も徐々に分かるのかなっていうのを楽しみにしてますね。ゲルフルートは女魔術師協会の暗躍。ゲルフはどの役を見れるので、世界観を知るではいいルートってことか。なるほど。ロッシュルートはじゃあそこまであれなのかな。見れないって言われですけど、そう違う感じなのかな。ワイルドハントがモンスター勢力ならば、いずれモンスター勢力のゲルートも、どうなんですかね。言ってましたもんね。騎士として乗ってた。いや、もしかしたらあるかもしれないですよね。ワイルドハント・ゲラルトみたいな。めちゃくちゃ強そうだな。世界観とウィッチャー通じ点での、いや、そうなんですよね。全然時系列、もうね、ふわっとしか分かってないし、結局あれなんなんみたいな。なんかありますよね。ジャガンド・イバのストーリーによると、ワイルドハントの阻止は、ヘビリュー派の悲願。今はジャガンでワイルドハントの副業を、そういうことか。だからレソが言ってたまだ戻れてない2人がいるってことの1人はウィバーもあるってことか。ロッシュルートは基本ティメリアして。ちょっと待って、これエンドレスループってそんなことないですよ。これ永遠に終わっちょっとクリックしたら早くなると。永遠にこれ、大丈夫ですよ。ループしない。ループしてるわけじゃないの。絵はループしてますけどね。後ろのあれは確実にループしてますけど。でもローカライズ入ってきてるの。日本語版ローカライズって本間さん。なんか。フランス語版。ドイツ語版。 イタリア、ロシア。リバーはヘビリオの、あ、創始者。へえ。道理で。日本語版出てきてる。あれ日本語版ってことはこれあれかな、そこまで。あ、まあ出てきた。ハンガリー版。たまにめちゃく、あ、日本語版ローカライズ。藤原真二さん。プロジェクトの元島ひろきさん。ローカライズコーディネーター。宮下隆さん。ローカルマネージャー。森ひろ。あれでも全然知らない。全然知らない人なんですけど。本間さんは、この頃は違ったのか。翻訳。ローカライズコーディネーター。あ、でも出てきてない。しかも2の時はまだ違ったんかな。自身はワイルドハンターにたどり着く。なるほど。やるかどうかまだかなりあやふやなんですが、バーゲンさんの玉座動画のコメント欄に、あ、全然大丈夫ですよ。もう、自由に、自由にっていうか、もう自由にやっちゃってもらって、OK です。いいねだけ押しておきます。あ、終わった。よし。これ2点。結構日本最後でした。レッソと戦うルートも一回やっとくべきやな。あ、待った。お、ムサちゃん。頼むぞ、マジで。もうエロシーンだけ来んな。いや、こっからエロシーン来たらほんま、マジで、情緒不安定になるかもしれない。ワイルドハントなわけない。こんな晴れた日いや全然ない。あ、これが帝国が超えてきてるっていうこと。自分の村が渡ってるってことか。いやー、強っ。我々が知る世界を知るのに続いているのすでに過去の未来の答え探しに。うわっ。 長かった。いやでも短いのかもしれないですね。ちょっと合計したら多分その100時間いくれるじゃなかった。いやでもこれね、アリーナも楽しいんだよな。結構ね、アリーナ一回放送途中でやりましたけど、アリーナも非常にやりごたえはあります。でも今はもうね、ないんですよ。ありがとうございます。
A witcher!
Who can...
Best of luck to you. Don't get killed. Salutation.
どうだろう。いや、こちら、このモードも結構面白いんですけど。で昔はなんかこのモードもなんか世界中のプレイヤーとなんか競えたっぽいんで、今は全然あれですけど、ないですけど、かなりいいコンテンツって気がしますね。ウサギね、ウサギでも立ち上がった時いなかったですね。第3次日本進行の始め、そして、いやー、3へ行くってことか。あ、やふさんお疲れ様でした。こちらこそ。ご視聴ありがとうございました。一応、レソ対戦ルートもせっかくなんで、やっときましょうか。どっからこっちからでいい？いや、ちゃうよ。
In dark cloud, it was a time.
10秒ぐらい。20分ぐらいかな。10秒ぐらい。いや、すごいな。でも結構普通に面白かったですけどね。なんか、こんなにたくさん、ちょっと待って。おかしい。こんなにたくさんセーブしてきましたけど、こんなにね、たくさんセーブしてきましたが、めちゃくちゃ楽しかったな。でもほとんどタダでできるんで、もうほとんどタダですごくしたけど、かなりディスカウントされてるんでね、興味ある方は、私は1、2と来たんで、グラフィック面とかはそこまで気にならなかったんですけど、結構ね、3やった方とかはやっぱ1、2のグラフィックちょっと、昔やなみたいな。じゃあいらんじゃん。厳しく。
I only drink with friends.
What about old acquaintances?
そうなんだけど、心折りにしよう、今回は。一人でも。
Recovered you. Remember?
Yeah. The winter solstice 12.
Back with me.
Remember.
決着をつける。
I'm done.
Wanna fight?
戦うのか。
Any.
The
You're a fool at that.
I'm.
Time
to fight. Ready?
As I'll ever be. You fear death. Stop fighting. What does it feel like to be almost dead?
I say fight.
あれもクエンってことですよ。相手もクエンを張っていて、うまい具合にクエンを剥がさないといけない。気持ちかく危ないよね。あ、普通に剥がれた。普通に強いな。でも、あの部屋で戦った時よりはマシ。あの時は逃げ場はほぼなかったんです。でも広いんだ。そういう意味ではこう広く戦えるっていうのが非常にいいです。ああ、どうされるんだ。いいと思った。
Wolf has teeth. That's I can tell already. Of course you can. You tire quickly. I'm tired.
あ、一応ガード出た。
I don't want to kill you.
お前を殺したくなくて。おい、俺はやっぱさっき。
You're nowhere near my
お
level.
前を俺がしたくなかった。僕はもうなんか心が痛いのか。
I've had enough of this dance. Goodbye, Geralt.
Goodbye, Geralt.こともなかった。ああ、で、ここになるわけか。
The Witcher traveled far
エンディングが終わることは変わることはないとは思うんで、
dark cloud.
いやー、なるほどな。
A tempest.
なんかでも嫌な感じですね。心が痛くなる。心がってなりますね。いや、でもこれ似てる。いやー、楽しかったけど、なんか、難しいですね。なんかこう、スッと。なんか、なんて言うんだろうな。あ、そうか。なんていうかね、こう、ハッピーエンドという感じではやっぱないのかなって感じしますよね。なんか それぞれの選んだ選択肢によって、まあね、結末が変わっていくと思うんですけど、どの選択にもこう、なんていうか、まあ、考えさせられるっていう感じがしますよね。最初は、私もね、なんかこういう気持ちでいこうみたいな、ゲラルトに寄せようとかね、すごいやるんだけど、あったものの、やっぱりね、ゲームやってるうちに変わっていっちゃうなっていう気がするんで、おそらく3はね、もっとこう選択肢がたくさんありますみたいな話も聞いてはいるので、まあ、いい意味で、その時々に従おうかなと考えてます。一旦まあ、ヨルベスルートで、まあ、レソハッピー、レソ、サッと、じゃあ、まあ、レソ、生還ルートも生還しないルートも、一応結末は見たということで、まあそう思うとレソ、本当にあの能力でいいのかなっていうのは思いますよね。おお、2人も暗殺してるのに、グエント内であの効果。でもね、ボーンハートもめちゃくちゃ強いんですよ、正直。で、フォルツもめちゃくちゃ強いんですよ。なので、レソあんぐらいですよねって言うと、まあ、そうなのかもしれないですけどね。本当に。ニルフガードエグいな。それをまとめてるエムギルバール・エムレイスの、これまた、恐ろしさあるな。次はローチとの、オープンワールドが結構楽しいってことか。ブラウジオなどに一切目を傾けず、ただ趣旨鑑定してもそれなりに話がまとまる感じ。2問目でしたが、どうなんですか？私結構ね、貫徹しようと思ってたんですけど、結局なんか時々だけ揺れるっていう感じでしたね。まあ、私個人としてやってる感想としては、一応ね、こう、スコイア寄りでみたいな、まあ、すごい好きなんでやりましたけど、どこまでそれに寄ってたのかはちょっと怪しいですよね。いや、でも無事2、まあ、終了ということで、まあ、次回、ウィッチャーシリーズ、まあ、年内から一発目いっといて、まあ、来年ね、続き頑張ろうみたいな感じでもいいですよ。ちょっと今日終わると思わなかったですね。もうちょっと、ボリュームあるかなと思ったんですけど、2章、まあ、1、2章結構長くて、3章がどっちかとコンパクトっていう感じでしたかね。2に関しては。なので、3がどこまで、まあ、3はもっと時間かかるっぽいんですけど、まあ、非常に楽しみにしているので、まあ、ぜひ皆さん、よろしければと、3、遊びに来てください。ということで、皆さん今日ご視聴ありがとうございました。なかなかね、やりごたえはあったかなと思うので、同じくグエンとやってウィッチャー未プレイする人、ぜひ、本編、楽しいですよ。今の話だとレス忘れておけ、ストアつなげない能力が、いや、なんかそうですよね。一瞬最後出てきましたけど、セリットーケそんなおまけみたいな感じで出てきましたけど、非常にね、なんか、まあでもどうなんですかね、そこがこのまま任されないのか、いずれ3で出てくるのかがちょっとわかんないので、まあその辺もちょっと3楽しみに見ていきたいと思います。さんお疲れ様でした。まずお疲れ様でした。次回のピッチャー3、お待ちしております。ぜひ。ということで、ご視聴ありがとうございました。3でお会いしましょう。またね。